I've always wanted to go on a road trip, but I never had the time, money, or people to go with. I've always thought I would never get the chance to go on a road trip, but during November I realized this would be my last time I would ever get this opportunity. So I spontaneously decided to text my uncle, "Want to go on a road trip to New York City?" He said yes, and my parents decided to join us 2 days before leaving. And just like that, the trip is actually leaving the group chat. And now I can officially say my family and I are going on a 10-day road trip with the plan to see as much of the East Coast as possible. Something I never thought I'd get to do. This is a story about taking risks, being spontaneous, and following your heart. Welcome to Heading East. But first, if we're going to drive over 3,000 miles, we need a car that has everything perfect a road trip car can have. I introduce you, Pacifica. With that being said, buckle up because we're going on a road trip. Woo! The first trip of our road trip is Niagara Falls. It's an 8-hour drive, so we left as early as possible. The drive felt exciting, but the pit stops definitely helped. The first pit stop at Ohio. Second stop, Cleveland, 3 hours away from Niagara Falls.
Estamos dando con Tokio.
Con Tokio.
From here on, this is the farthest we have ever been east. Everything is going to be our first experience. Now you're probably wondering, who the heck are these people? Let me introduce you to the fam. Because of my dad, we basically made it to each destination because of him. Boy was always down for an adventure and my initial partner for this road trip. I'm the one documenting, so I guess that makes me the cameraman. My mom, she's just here for the vibes. Now that you know everyone, let's get back to the show. We heard that the Canada side had a much better view and experience, but being here with my family made this feel so uplifting.
When I wait, I know you are with me in the dark.
I think Niagara Falls is a 10 out of 10 place to visit. Definitely something to scratch off the bucket list.
Me estoy relajando.
A las Niágaras le voy a dar, de Estados Unidos, pues con Estados Unidos le voy a dar un 10. Ahorita vamos a tratar de ir para allá. Y yo creo que de aquel lado le voy a dar un 11.
Okay. My dad was right. Even though it started to get dark, we didn't expect for Niagara Falls to be an 11 out of 10 at night. We want to get really close to the Niagara Falls. Right now. Getting wet here in the Niagara Falls, but I think it's totally worth it.
Aquí está.
I think I'm in heaven. That was the very first day of our road trip heading east, but it was so fun and I can't wait for the next day. Let's hit the hay and wake up the next morning. Little did I know, Niagara Falls set the tone for what's about to come.
Welcome, this is your life now.
We're almost to Maine.
Wow, you believe it? Es Massachusetts. Ahorita me toca manejar. Le vamos a dar con Tokio hasta Maine a ver qué.
Some glow due to radiation. Two heads where they
This is the longest drive yet. 12 hours to get to the only national park in Maine. Our main goal in Maine is to be the first Americans to see the sun rise. Also to try the best lobster rolls ever.
Gracias a Dios llegamos a Bar Harbor. Nos estamos tomando una cerveza especial de aquí. A ver qué tal está. Salud.
As we finish eating our lobsters, we explore Bar Harbor at night but quickly realize that there's nobody. It was like a ghost town. But luckily we have something special planned for tomorrow morning. I didn't think we could literally drive all the way on top of the Cadillac Mountain, so we spent over an hour waiting for the sunrise. But it might have been worth it because someone said the pre-sunrise is always better than the actual sunrise, and I'm here to see if that's true. It was cold, but I've never had a view like this before. Other people started to arrive, the clouds were turning pink, and that's when we knew it was almost time. We waited for the sun to rise for almost 2 hours in the freezing cold, and never in my life did I ever imagine to be the first American to see the sunrise in Maine. Even though that little orange dot made us wake up so early, we enjoyed every single second of it. I wish I could describe the feeling, but it was indescribable. Knowing that I was here with my family after 2 full days of driving, this is one of those crazy stories I will tell my future kids. I love sunrises, and that has to be the best sunrise I have ever seen. But there's still so much more to see.
I am down.
On our way up to the mountain, it was so dark we couldn't see anything, so the drive down was amazing. We even saw Bar Harbor, the little town we're staying at. After we saw this deer,
I'm sorry, dude.
we ate breakfast and decided to explore as much as possible, starting off with Thunderhole.
You can change me.
My tío had this idea to get on top of this rock. My mom was terrified, but I know this was a memory we will all never forget.
That place, it's such a waste. Look what you have done. I got away. I couldn't stay. I got a taste of all I ever wanted. It's too late.
Alright, so this is Thunderhole right now, and I think the coolest thing is the sound that it makes. But it does sound pretty cool. Around this time, there's literally nobody, so we're just doing side quests. Like, I'm not sure who had this brilliant idea to try the salt water, and it was salty. My first time trying Atlantic Ocean water though.
You keep me wondering.
As we keep exploring, we made it to our new location, but my dad wanted to try and throw this rock into the water for good luck. Next up, Jordan Pond. During this trip, we were blessed with so many beautiful days, and this is one of them. two bubbles? We're about to hike the one on the right, but first, this water was too clear not to try.
No sabe nada.
You think I make it? Apparently this water is supposed to make your hair grow, but I think it's time we go hiking. To travel is to live, and I remember seeing this rock here in the Cato National Park, and I want to try and get right up close to it because if it scares you, it may be a good thing to try. This hike wasn't too hard, but we have been awake since 4 a.m. The view was nice, but if other people can stand under the bubble, so can we, right?
The bubble.
You see, this is the bubble, and this is my mom. She was terrified because from the top, it looked like we were about to fall off. It was super windy that day, but of course, my Theo the Explorer had to check it out. And since the cameraman never dies, I went too.
We deserve a little push.
With a little Modelo, my mom's nerves calmed down and we're ready to head back to see what we're going to do next. After hiking, we went back to Bar Harbor for the last time, ate some delicious lobster. But when I think about Maine, I think about a lighthouse. And since we saw the beautiful sunrise in the morning, we need to see the sunset. We gotta see the lighthouse from the bottom. This reminds me of Maine. At this point, it was raining and super cloudy, and we were losing hope of seeing the sunset on our last day in Maine. The sun was covered and almost nobody showed up to this famous lighthouse. They say miracles happen when God bends the laws of nature to accomplish His will. And suddenly, there was hope. The sun felt so good, people started to arrive. I was happy, not just because I got to see the sunset, but because my parents also did. Even though the sun went away, the sky cleared up, the sounds of the ocean felt like music. We even got to see a sea lion. Maine was amazing. The nature definitely healed something inside of me, but the road trip is barely getting started. Best lobster in Maine. We start off our day eating the best lobster rolls in Maine, and now we're off to our next city, Boston. My expectations for Boston were low, and I had no idea what to do in Boston. But honestly, I didn't know that Boston might actually be my favorite city ever.
I've been so many places, I've seen them all with open eyes.
Boston is where it truly began.
Seen islands, open spaces, Serengeti sun slowly rise.
We quickly explored this Constitution ship, and this reminded me of my favorite show, One Piece.
All these memories, I hold them near me when I sail the Aegean Sea. But there's one place for me. Take me to the place where
sunset, amazing weather, and good vibes. It felt like a city from one of my dreams. This park is so cool. You're in the middle of the city and people are just enjoying their day, and the night was the beginning of me realizing that Boston might actually be my favorite city. When I was here, I realized how important it is to live in a place you love. I saw picnics, people throwing frisbees, and a sunset from one of my dreams. It started getting late, but if you ever visit Boston, go to Newbury Street. There's so many cool shops, but we're making our way to dinner at this place called Crazy Good Kitchen. Yesterday we were in the mountains, ¿ahora?
Ahora estamos en la city de Boston.
Such a short time being alive.
Boston was so cool at night. It was clean, it felt safe, and the food was delicious.
Makes it so hard to make sense. I will listen now. I will listen now.
This is day 5 of our road trip, and we're feeling a bit tired, but the adventure awaits. I've arrived in Boston.
Muchas alegrías. Saco una foto.
Find the one piece, baby. Looking back now, New York was fun, but Boston felt more free.
Where the mangroves grew, where the cotton mouth smiles back at me under a full block.
Boston helped me appreciate more about history. Like, it almost made me feel like I belong here. We are here, but we want to be here. And later you'll see how I ended up over here. There's so much history here in Boston, but the reason why I loved Boston so much was because of its buildings. I felt like I was in Europe. If you guys have seen my How to Manifest video, I said I wanted to go to Europe, and in a way, this was a little manifestation. Sometimes the universe delivers what you're seeking in unexpected ways. And of course, we had to try a Boston cream pie from Boston. Now surely a Boston cream pie from Boston has to be delicious, right?
Si no vienes a Boston a comerte un Boston cream, no llegas a Boston.
Well, you're right. That was actually the best Boston cream pie I've ever had. There were actually too many birds and we almost got pooped on, so we had to leave.
I could see this through. I could wait another night. One more night, one more night.
Those were the best Boston cream donuts ever.
I could fight it through till the darkness turns to light.
We're going back to Kinsey Market, where something spontaneous happens.
Say it's gonna be
Now my dad and uncle wanted to go to a Samuel Adams bar, so I decided to do one of my favorite things in the city.
Go on my GoPro.
Say there's gonna be a change, 'cause I feel like I'm just holding on to yesterday. But if I wait till the summer, oh,
Biking is so fun, especially in a new city.
I can leave the truth, shut the blinds I could deny. One more night.
Being spontaneous and riding around the city of Boston was like I was in a movie. This road trip has brought me so many good memories, and this is one of them. But I had a goal, one goal in mind, and that's to see the building of one of my favorite childhood shows.
But if I wait till the summer,
I decided to stop by Chinatown, and I felt like I was in the Karate Kid movie. This is actually one of my favorite cities because just the vibes here are just like, I don't know, the difference between Boston and Chicago is that there's more places to just walk through versus in Chicago it's like always like go go go, we got places to be. There's only a couple places where you could just sit down and chill, and here in Boston everything is so close. Literally the downtown in Boston is insane. There's so much to see. We saw these guys perform for a bit. My mom enjoyed it.
Oh my god, look at this, guys, look at this!
I finally reunited with the fam, but we got hungry and my dad and Tio Pollo ate oysters while my mom and I ate kava. After eating kava, we are now heading to... Me neither. My Tio and my dad are drunk, but we're kind of just walking right now and going to the car. From nature to city, Boston really showed me what I enjoy in a city. Food, people, and the many memories I was able to capture.
Oh, my intimacy is all I need from you to me. Oh, my intimacy is all I need from you to me.
Last night in Boston, I tried to enter the holiday market, but there was a huge line. But this won't be my last time here.
Oh, my intimacy is all I need from you to me.
See you soon, Boston. Because we're making our way to New York City.
We're off to New York.
These vibes are absolutely immaculate. I'm so excited for New York City. Are you guys ready?
California, where do I start? Heavy breathing and heavy heart. I long to see you when the day is done. I wanna rest and lay in your sun.
Right, New York City. The main reason why I wanted to go on this road trip in the first place. And our main goal is to see as much as possible, to really feel what it's like being in arguably one of the best cities in the world. And this statue has been in my bucket list for a while.
Come on, come on, come away. Let's dance to whatever, something to remember. Come along, come along, come along, come away. Make me unravel, forget about the matters.
On our way to the statue, it really put into perspective how huge this city was. But the vibes this day felt like freedom.
And I'll go on forever riding this summer loving. We paint the sky green. And I'll go on forever. I'll go on forever.
We had the chance to walk around the statue, but since we're only here for 2 nights, we wanted to fully explore the city. And also because we got hungry.
I'll go on forever. White sheets and coffee stains. Somewhere in Brooklyn, you made me young.
We are heading back to try the best tacos in the world.
Pretend I don't care. One day this all will change. Come along, come along, come along, come away. Let's dance to whatever, something to remember. Come along, come along, come along, come away. Make me unravel, forget about the matter.
Or New York then? New York.
New York está muy grande la ciudad, pero ahorita la vamos a descifrar.
These tacos that we're about to try are supposedly the best ones in New York. I'm about to eat the tacos number 1.
Con el calor de tus manos, con el sabor de tu boca, suelto y
You'll see later how good those tacos actually were. But we were really close to the 9/11 memorial, so we decided to pay our respects. bad, but now we're making our way to the Brooklyn
Make it
Bridge.
here. Leaves are turning yellow and brown. So I smile and I wait for the paper. My warm breath fills the air. I'm laying bricks in this city, feeling all the people stare. And just like you,
There are a ton of people at the Brooklyn Bridge.
hurry along, like it's so important, like I'm the only one. Walk on by me.
We are so tired, so we're going back to our car. Check-in is at 4 p.m., but it's currently 3 p.m., so we got an hour to check in. We got stuck in traffic for over an hour, but I've never shown you where we stay, so here is our New York City apartment tour. We are off to Times Square.
Let's go to Times Square, New York.
The city is alive. My first impressions of Times Square was wow. So many ads and people trying to take your money, but the lights were pretty cool.
Here's another day, a summer to be analyzed. I know I will always be the center of your eyes. In the morning mist, the longing for you now is a fire.
As we leave Times Square and eat delicious New York pizza, I want to end off our first day with a bit of foreshadowing.
I just miss you too much to fully function. It's a state I kinda hate, but you're return, and we'll never be alone again.
Imagine getting the view from up there.
No manches. Ahí se agarró de la antena, estaba peleando con los.
Yeah.
Good morning, New Yorkers. Looking for another beautiful day here in the city. Clouds to start us off.
Blue skies, lots of smoke, cars honking. It's Monday morning here in New York City, and the first thing we're doing is visiting Central Park.
Take your time, fall in line someday. It's hard to win, hard to pin one
We're winning today.
day.
She saw.
I look out for you to soothe away the blues in your eyes.
I think this might be my favorite thing here in New York City. Central Park.
Take a stand, move your hand someday. In your eyes, no disguise. One day, I look out for you to soothe away the blues in your eyes.
Alright, Central Park was pretty cool. Now we're gonna try and take a subway. Hopefully we don't fail. Hopefully it doesn't take us all the way to like Brooklyn or something, but hopefully it works out. Taking the subway was our only hope to give our feet some rest. So we needed to make sure we could actually figure out the subway, or else we will need to walk an hour back from where we just came from. What could possibly go wrong? I think we found the subway, but I'm not sure yet. We went the wrong way. We ended up going the opposite way, but we prayed and hoped that the next train we go on is the right train, even if we had to squeeze our way in.
Wow, it's like
F.
Let's go! We finally made it to our next stop, but I heard this fitness guy once say, whenever I go to a new city, I always make sure to run or bike because it's the best way to explore a brand new city.
We're about to ride bikes across New York City. We're gonna go to Pier 35. We're going on the GoPro.
Biking is one of my favorite things to do in the city.
There's a little girl with golden hair,
New York!
running free with no despair.
It makes me feel like I'm a local.
And I wonder who has brought her here, into this playful place, this playing space with sparkling grace. I wanna sing, sing, sing in
Pier 35, here we come.
we
Pass through Chinatown, and later you'll see how amazing the food was.
My dad is tired. That was a good bike ride. We went like over a mile and a half just to come over here to the Brooklyn Bridge. Take a good picture. Finally made it. Now look at this view. We're gonna go to Pier 35. Here we go.
so let us call upon,
Pier 35 is one thing I saw on TikTok, and I think it was worth the bike ride.
keep within, send our love away, invite the
We
universe.
are hungry after that incredible bike ride.
I wanna sing, sing, sing in 1,000 ways.
The actual best Chinese food I've ever eaten, but I have something special planned for later, something that my parents don't know about.
With sparkling grace, I wanna sing, sing, sing in 1,000 ways, in 1,000 ways.
After exploring Maine, Boston, and New York, our legs are feeling tired, but there's only one way to end off New York City.
In 1,000 ways, in 1,000 ways.
Empire State Building is alive.
Now, my parents didn't know we were going all the way on top of the Empire State Building.
Pero de la allá.
We're going on top of it.
Even though it's our last night here, I did want to see how big is New York City. This was barely the 80th floor, and we still had 6 more floors to go up, and it's the highest I have ever been. This is actually so high up.
Going back to Los Tacos number
We
1.
did it. We survived New York City. It was actually pretty cool to finally visit. This was the main reason why I wanted to go on this road trip. But we still have a couple stops we want to visit until we finally complete this road trip. We saw everything we want to see in New York City. Actually, there's one last thing I wanted to see.
Now it's getting ready. We are at the Rockefeller Center. Last night in New York City, man. After 2 full days here in New York City. The second day I'm starting to like it now. The first day, not so much. But now, I think I'm starting to like New York City. On day 7 of our road trip. This is the most tired I have ever been. I'm pretty sure we walked like 12, 13 miles, like a whole half marathon walking. We still got 2 cities to visit. And I think they're gonna be pretty cool. Has my life changed? We have arrived in Philadelphia.
En la ciudad de Rocky Balboa.
What are we doing here? We have no plan, no place to stay tonight. Let's see what Philly has in store for us.
Todos tenemos cocodrilos.
We made it to Philly! Another city to explore. We ate some eggs at Excellent. And now my dad was talking about these stairs the whole drive down here.
Para warm up para correr.
And we couldn't wait to run up them, Rocky style.
You and me. I'll stay here for as long as I can.
I wanted to try and it was actually tiring, but it made for some pretty cool memories.
When you smile at me, I slowly begin to realize that you are the one.
That was honestly the main reason why we came down here to Philadelphia, and we noticed how much history there was here, and of course, we couldn't miss the Liberty Bell. Seeing the Liberty Bell made me excited for Washington, D.C., because these are things that I will probably only ever see once in my life.
You said summer will be over soon. Would you still like to hang around?
City Hall of the United States of America.
After the Liberty Bell, we then went on a quick tour around this building where George Washington sat, I think, but then we stumbled upon this huge castle.
And you know I'll walk a million miles for you.
Check this place out. This is literally like a castle right here. Oh my goodness. What the heck are we doing in Philadelphia?
I'll be honest, I was still a bit full from breakfast, but of course, we had to try a Philly cheesesteak. We got recommended ishka bibble, which was actually pretty good. It tasted like a torta de asada with cheese. And we almost called it a night, but I wanted to see the oldest street. This place has been around for more than 300 years, and it was actually pretty cool.
I don't mind. Whatever it is will be fine. Give it to
So yeah, we didn't really do much in Philadelphia, but I'll see you guys in the morning at Washington, D.C. This is the second to last day of a road trip, and
Good morning, Washington.
Last day of our road trip. Llegamos a Washington, D.C. ¿Dónde está el tío Biden? Pero que ya se fue a Perú.
I had no plan for Washington, so we kind of just found ourselves exploring this
I think
place.
that is Library of Congress, maybe?
But my first impression was no matter where you go, things will sometimes stay the same.
I know someday
I found myself at the
Supreme Court of the United States of America.
capital of the US.
And so this is our capital.
I got this cinematic shot of the monument, which I was pretty excited to get up close to because Spider-Man was here. But ever since we landed in Boston, my family couldn't stop thinking about the original Declaration of Independence and
Looks
Constitution.
like we are entering the National Archives Museum.
See the Constitution.
I'll be honest, I'm not much of a history guy, but if that really is the original, that's kind of cool.
Out of the bills and the constitutions, now we're gonna go to
Memoria.
No, not yet that. I think he was thinking about the Lincoln Memorial, but all of these museums were free. And I love free, dinosaurs, animals, and oceans.
lo que comiste en Maine. There's so much to see, but I'm getting a little tired.
Yeah, the only thing that's keeping me oh my gosh, is that the Megalodon? That thing is my favorite. I even brought home a tooth.
To the National History Museum. We're gonna go eat.
I searched up 0 TikToks about food in Washington, D.C., so my uncle picked a spot and I already tried it, so it did not disappoint. Gordon Ramsay's fish and chips, 10 out of 10.
We are making our way to the Washington Monument. Almost there. I'm here visiting the Washington Monument. It's pretty big and it's to honor George Washington.
Yeah, quick history lesson by Beto. The Washington Monument was huge. I mean, it's basically another building, but this was built in 1848 versus the first skyscraper in 1884, which is built in Chicago. And that does not look like a skyscraper. I found out all the names of the states we visited. We passed by most of them, but being here on the East Coast is so crazy, especially with my parents. But there's one thing I've been dreaming about doing.
Don't say it. Don't you say it. Left. Come on!
Ever since I saw the Avengers, I told myself I will run past someone and say, on your left.
8 days on the road has led up to this very moment right here.
Yeah, we live in the land of Lincoln, so this has a special place in our hearts.
That was really cool.
But now, the moment we've all been waiting for, to finally see this amazing, breathtaking white. The fence was blocking the entire view, so we just left and took an Uber back to our car because it started raining. Nothing like a good cappuccino, a giant pastry, and a rainy evening in the streets of Washington, D.C.
We're gonna go to a good night's sleep on the last day of road trip. Tomorrow morning we eat some breakfast and get ready to head home. This is the final night of our road trip. It's been a long time in the road. So many memories. Every single moment was so worth it, and hopefully we'll go on another road trip, but this one was definitely a road trip that made me reassess my life heading east.
Every moment on the road reminded me that on the other side of taking a risk, our soul grows. My dad wanted to go on this road trip so badly, but decided to stay because he didn't want to leave my mom alone. So she asked for 10 days off, and they joined my uncle and I on this 10-day long road trip across the East Coast. And because of them, this road trip was so worth it. 3 months later, I don't regret the money I spent. I don't regret putting myself out there on social media. And sometimes the things we are avoiding in life are the things we need to do the most. When you take a risk, things change, but that risk might be the thing that sets you free to live the life of your dreams.